free. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword money at realradio921.com. That's money. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Do you know what the date is today?
February 7th.
It is National Fettuccine Alfredo Day.
Fettuccine Alfredo Day.
What? You've got to be joking.
Why would I joke about that?
I'd never joke about this.
It actually is National Fettuccine Alfredo Day.
We should celebrate. Do something.
How should we celebrate?
We're totally making fettuccine Alfredo.
Breakfast of Champions.
Breakfast of Champions.
Yeah, and then I realized I'm not good at making fettuccine Alfredo.
A happy National Fettuccine Alfredo Day.
It's showtime.
Well, color me happy. There's a sofa in here for two.
First time in an elevator.
Penthouse.
The Penthouse. Wow, great view. I bet you can see all the way to the ocean from out here.
Penthouse, top floor, got everything I need and a lot more. High ceilings, marble floor, and my penthouse.
Hey, Mr. Greek, can I get your autograph?
Hey, Greek, what's happening, pal?
I'm 6 deep behind a 4. You can't find me.
Oh my God, it's Greek!
You're listening to The Penthouse. Here's The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Yeah, you are welcome into The Penthouse. We so appreciate you tuning in 92.1, 101.7, or of course, anywhere around our beautiful nation, the state of Florida, even the world on that absolutely free iHeart Radio app. What is going on? This is Franny. Normally, you would be hearing G-Man, that is Greek, but he is taking a day off. We'll have him back with us tomorrow. I'm going to be in the host chair, and of course, the other person that's going to be in the host chair is the best co-host and producer, Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy.
Well, hello and good morning, and thank you so much for those kind words. And I can foresee a masterful job on your end over there as well today.
Oh, now I just jinxed. I'm going to just fumble everything. But it is business as usual. We still got trifectas, this day in history. Of course, what the Florida, we still have our giveaway. You know we do it at 11:45. And today we got a pair of one-day passes to the Cognizant Classic. That is formerly known as the Honda Classic, and we'll be doing that at 11:45, right?
Well, there you went, and I had your first mistake for today, because today we are giving away a pair of passes to the Tortuga Music Festival.
What is today?
Today is Wednesday.
Oh, am I looking at the wrong thing?
Today is Wednesday, February 7th.
Oh, you know what? I did not update my my liners. So I am on January 29th.
Oh.
Yep. So
that would explain
see,
it.
I told you. You jinxed me.
I did. It was all my fault.
There you go. I just refreshed it, and you are correct. A pair of one-day passes to Tortuga. But guess what? Tomorrow we're going to be giving away passes to the Cognizant Classic.
Which is actually what you said. You were teasing for tomorrow and not today. Today's prize, yes, a pair of one-day passes to the 2024 Tortuga Music Festival. By the way, you can go any day. I just need to know today what day you want to go to. So if you want to think about it ahead of time, if you know you're going to play the game later, we're going to play a little he said, she said. And when we do that, just kind of have in mind, all right, you can go and look at the headliners, who's going to be what day. Hey, I'd like to go Friday because so-and-so is going to headline or whatever. Choose your day. Have it ready. I need to know that information today. But otherwise, you can go any one of the days. So it's great.
I will tell you what, Jimmy, I don't know if you looked into it yet, but these are These are pretty penny, these tickets. So this is a hell of a deal. And they're not the 3-day passes, 1-day passes, but even the 1-day passes, which just recently went on sale because they were just selling 3 days.
Okay.
General admission and VIP. These actually, the 1-day passes are happening. They're not even on sale yet. The 1-day passes will be on sale this Friday at 10 a.m.
Oh, really?
You can get 3-day. Yep, you can get 3-day passes right now. But even that 1-day pass for general admission is $150. I know.
Dang.
So listen, we hook you up here on the Penthouse.
Yes.
That is what we do. But we do have the prize giveaway, all like the past since last week. And today is going to be our final day. We are doing Super Bowl trivia.
Absolutely. Yep.
So even though Greek's not here, he's been kind enough to give us some trivia. So Jimmy will be handling that. And because we can do whatever we want because Greek's not here.
We're
going to do it after our first dose of What the Florida around 11:10. But we always say, you can be that third share. We don't have G-Man, but hey, why don't you take his place? You can call us 877-927-6969. You can text us at 47142. You just have to start off that text with Real Radio. We love that talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app where you can leave us just a little voice message. And of course, you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Now, Jimmy, how was your evening last night? Everything good?
Oh, my evening was wonderful. Yeah. I had mentioned that our sister-in-law is in town, so we're visiting a little bit. And it's kind of funny, too. So it came up yesterday where last night we were talking that, you had mentioned to me something about that you have, and I'm sorry that I don't remember. Was it your sister or a friend that used to do where they would teach Chinese children?
It was my sister-in-law, too.
It is your sister-in-law.
My sister-in-law used to do
so
that.
I thought that was sticking out. So any which way, my sister-in-law teaches children how to speak English in, for China. And it's anywhere from a range. So I found out, it's sort of a range from anywhere from 2-year-old to 14-year-olds.
Okay.
Right? So you had made mention that she had seen something very disturbing in the background on this. So I asked, the same type of thing. And I mean, I didn't even get the words out of my mouth that hell yeah.
Really?
There's all kinds of. She's one of those typical. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Where kids sit there naked with their legs spread wide and they're running around in the background. There's a lot of naked stuff going on over there in China.
All right.
I know where I'm going. But
you would fit in so well, no pants.
Actually, not good because it's children. So I shouldn't joke about that.
Yeah, no, adults is what we're talking about.
But also the one thing, parents in the background kind of getting it on.
Really,
parents in the background arguing. And the thing is, it's okay, people argue, but get out of camera way, right?
Yes, what time that tutoring session is going to be at typically, right?
Mm-hmm. So, and then another thing, which this one kind of surprised me because, again, it's not really meant to be this way. I guess it's a stereotype, right? I had this thing in my mind that the Asian culture is a little bit more respectful to elderly people.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, apparently not, or at least not with the experience she's seen. These kids will get on there and slap grandma and grandpa right across the face and go, get out of the camera and make, gestures like that. And that one kind of really surprised me.
I'm with you, too.
I thought a little different with their culture. But apparently kids are kids in every country.
Oh, these little kids sound like a bunch of jackasses if that's what they're slapping grandma and grandpa. But yeah, if you didn't hear it, Jimmy had mentioned that. And I was like, oh, wow, that's weird because my sister-in-law did it for a long time. And then what stopped her from doing it was she saw them making themselves a meal that day, and the meal was something that we consider pets here. Yeah. And I know every culture is different, but that was enough for her. She was so traumatized. She was like, I don't know if I could witness something like that again.
Is that something that, if I ask a couple questions, would it bother you? I mean, because I'm just curious, how would they, how did she know?
She saw it, she heard it, squeal it, in the background.
All right. So this was from this.
Yeah.
Ending the life of the animal.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Right. And listen, it's hard to judge other cultures. They do things differently. I do not like that. I don't like what they do. But it, to each his own. They may not like things that we do. But I understand why my sister was like, I'm out.
I get it. I get it too.
Can't do it anymore.
I was under the impression when you said it was like they were preparing the food, right? So then I'm like, well, how do you know? But,
she saw it from the beginning.
Right,
Yes.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
So, but kudos to your sister-in-law to continue on doing it, especially after what she's seen.
Well, and I guess it's one of those things that if you can tolerate and put up with those things, I mean, it's like every other job. There's good days and there's bad days. Or
You're right.
Like today, she had her first lesson before I even got up. And then she came out, and we were talking a little bit this morning. And she was like, it was one of those days. There was only one child.
Okay.
There was two. It started with two. One just signed off not too long after.
So they do it like Zoom. So there's multiple.
Basically.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
And one just wasn't interested and signed off right away. So it was just this one.
I'm not interested in learning today.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nope.
And there's a couple other words to go with it, but I can't say it. But the other one was just a bunch of fun, right? I think it was about like a 5-year-old kid. She just had a lot of fun with it. And she goes, there's days like today that make it worthwhile,
nice.
Right? And I mean, she doesn't do too bad money-wise with it. And
like you said, she does pretty good.
It's only 3 hours a day.
And it's virtual.
Basically.
You can take it wherever. You can go anywhere you want, and you can do that.
Yep. The flexibility of just needing an internet connection and being able to do your job that way. I mean, a lot of people do that now, especially since, COVID and people working from home, because it's basically the same thing, right? But obviously, she can't go to a classroom in China. So, I mean, here she can do it from home. And again, it pays the bills enough that she works 3 hours a day. She's done by 8 o'clock each morning.
Good for her.
And then she has the rest of her day to herself. And then, I mean, she's picked up other side jobs as well.
Yeah. Well, these days, a lot of people have to.
It's nice that she could do it that way. But anyway, that's the long version of that story.
No, I mean, like I said, it's very interesting. And people might even start looking into it. If you need to make some extra cash, 3 hours before basically everybody else's day starts, you are already done. Yeah. And then you can hop into what other job you have.
And he's still, I mean, I'm sure, again, there's more bad to it that I may not even know about too, and the one thing I do know is a lot of the lesson plans are already prepared for you, like I mentioned yesterday. So it'll go, and a lot, I've overheard some of it, and it's even as basic as I think with the super younger ones, where it's like the the speak and say or whatever that toy is,
Yeah,
well,
or the cow says
the cow's in the pasture. What does a cow sound like? And then that's the question to the child, and then the child says it back, and then but
real life lessons. Moo.
But the idea is you're hearing the language, and then you can put the pieces together, right? And that's it. The lesson is more than that, right? So psychologically, you're just thinking moo, but it's really the whole thing. So it's kind of neat when you hear it, something like that. Well, so I'm curious to hear what they try to do with the older kids, like the 10-year-olds and the 12-year-olds.
Up to 14, like you said.
Anytime I've ever heard her talk or do any of it, it's always been the really young ones.
Yeah, and I can see that being fun, more fun. Yeah. The older kids are probably like the ones that she had today. They're like, nope, signing out.
Peace out, bitches.
Yep, not learning today. But listen,
anyway.
we're not here to educate you, but you're going to learn some things today. I know normally when we ask what you've learned, you're just like, nothing. It's going to be different, and including the fact that we're going to talk a little Super Bowl. We're going to get out of the way because I know there's a lot to talk about. The Super Bowl is happening on Sunday. And a couple of days ago, I had mentioned that DoorDash was doing this incredible giveaway. And I actually heard I don't want to say I saw. I heard the audio of the commercial for DoorDash's giveaway. If you're not aware that they're going to run a promo where they said that they are going to be giving away every single thing that is being advertised during the Super Bowl. One lucky winner. And that includes multiple cars, food, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
all kinds of things.
Yeah. And Jimmy, you actually heard something a little bit different than I did. This is the new commercial.
Yeah, you might be surprised as to what all is involved.
Oh, hi, hello. I'm here with your grand prize from DoorDash.
Oh, hey.
All right, gonna slip on this rubber glove here so I can give you the Super Bowl ad-suggested prostate check.
Oh, no. Can't I just have the car and the beer and the other stuff?
Well, I'm sorry. Contest rules is rules.
All right, do what you gotta do.
DoorDash, where you win it all.
And everything.
There it is,
yeah, including a prostate check. Everything.
Be prepared, people.
I actually have saved in my favorites the website for it because in the article that I read, they said put it on your favorites so when you see the commercial, it's easy to access it.
Oh, okay, true.
And do it because, I mean, That's one hell of a giveaway. You get every single thing. Yeah, you're going to pay a bunch of taxes on it, but...
hopefully somewhere in there's some cash.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of a lot of money, people are paying a lot of money for these suites. In fact, $2.5 million for some of these suites that they have for the Super Bowl.
So these are the tickets, right? So, and then with that, you're saying the suite...
This is a price tag for the luxury suites that they have.
Luxury boxes that are there at the stadium itself. Okay?
Yep. And so that's where most of the rich people are going to be feasting at. And of course, family of the players and coaches. But there are people who were able to get a look inside of these super expensive luxury suites or boxes, whatever you want to call it. And they are talking about the food, because that's the most important part is the food. And they said the spread is absolutely insane. This is not your normal. I've been inside a Hard Rock Stadium, inside of a suite, and they have good food, but you get cookies and chicken tenders and stuff like that. And it's still good, but it's not a surf and turf buffet, including Wagyu beef and lobster, carne asada French fries, seafood stuffed potatoes, bacon-wrapped hot dogs. They say cheesecakes in every single flavor you can think of.
Wow.
They have your classic souvenir popcorn, and they said, well, if you want to drink something, they have a full-service bar complete with 2 bartenders, so you never have to wait for a cocktail when you're in that box. But the prices, if you're less financially blessed, you did mention, Jimmy, that prices went down, and now we're looking at $5,300. So, like, the average with fees is about $8,800.
Okay, right.
So,
but that's like a 300 level seat. That's not one of these.
No.
Right.
That's your app. Yeah, that's probably like the worst seat you could get.
Yeah.
No, the $2.5 million, that is for baller status. I think those are the most expensive, but I've seen pictures of them, and they are absolutely beautiful. It is crazy. I mean, they have like 3 little mini fridges in there. It's got its own kitchen, basically.
So for that $2.5 million, that is the entire box, right?
Yep.
Which has about 12 seats, 15 seats, something like that.
I believe so, yeah. I think maybe 8 to 12.
Yeah, and you get all of the seats, right? So then from that point, you can have as many people there. Well, you can have up to that many people, right, into that suite.
Yep.
To share, and then you get the food, you get the open bar and all that stuff. Because that's some of the packages that I saw when I looked it up on the stadium's website, and it took me to where their tickets are.
Okay.
And I understand it's all secondhand market, but I saw some
even
of those prices,
on the stadium's website, it was secondhand market.
I believe so.
Okay.
Right? Isn't that the way it directed me? Because I was rattling off some prices, and Greek said that that's secondhand stuff. So
interesting. You would think
I don't know how that works.
Straight from the website for the stadium, Allegiant, right? You would think that they would take you to.
I don't know how that works, really, to be honest with you. I mean, it was on there, and I thought it was, but they had packages like that also included, like, some of the luxury suites as well that were still available, and of course they were super, super high end, pricey, but they were for an individual.
Yeah.
And an individual seat in some of those. This is the entire suite for $2.5 million. So I'm wondering, if I'm baller status and I'm writing that check, I get everything, and I can invite a bunch of people. Can you sell those seats?
I mean, you would hope, right? Like,
Right?
could you? Because I was mentioning how Christian McCaffrey, his mom was saying he's with the 49ers,
Right.
that they couldn't afford it and it was too expensive. They can, but do you want to fork over $2.5 million? And his fiance, Olivia Culpo, was like, well, I ended up buying us a suite anyways. Thinking about it, because what I've heard is that one of those $2.5 million suites, she makes $11.8 million a year. That's a good amount of money, according to what I read. But still, just have it for one night to pay $2.5 million to me just doesn't feel worth it. If that's what you're bringing in.
No, not at all.
It just doesn't. Unless you said you can sell some of the seats in there.
But that's why a lot of times, I mean, these are like big corporations buy them, right? And then they can, wine and dine some of their high-end clients, that type of thing. I mean, isn't that the kind of stereotypical idea that we have of what those suites are used for?
For them, right? And then, of course, players, families, stuff like that. I'm curious if they do maybe like first right of refusal, or they give them the option. I know it's more television that's making the money. The NFL is too. But I'm curious to see if they give the advertisers an option at the suites before anybody else does too, because they're already forking over millions of dollars, right?
True,
for 30-second ads.
All right, I see your point.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I would imagine at some point, because of the fact that, I mean, a lot of the advertisers are probably sponsors, with the NFL, like Anheuser-Busch or InBev, like them, right? So I'm sure they get you got to think that somehow they get something, right?
Yep, you would think so. So I know, Jimmy, you had this, and I saw this story, and it was about the one guy. You may not know his name, but you've heard of him. He is a student at UCF, and he's been in the news because he tracks Elon Musk's plane. And Elon Musk was like, I will pay you to stop tracking my jet. Right. He's also done it with DeSantis, and now he's tracking somebody else who's actually like saying, hey, I'm going to stick my lawyers on you.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious to see how this ends up being perceived. And Franny just kind of set this up, and it's the same kid that was tracking Elon Musk's plane and doxing him and his family about it, too. And Taylor Swift is now threatening to sue this college student from the University of Central Florida who has been tracking her private jet. And the student has been running a social media account that tracks the activity of plane jets and helicopters owned by celebrities and other rich people. And again, we talked about how Elon and Governor DeSantis had in the past. A 2022 report even showed that Taylor is the biggest celebrity carbon dioxide polluter. So that's what I think he's trying to push on that side of things.
I mean, she jet sets everywhere. Right. And it's not necessarily on tour, but you've seen because she has a tour and then she wants to make it to a game. And then, so I've heard she's been getting crap for that.
Taylor's team considers the tracking to be, quote, stalking and harassing behavior, going as far as to call it life or death matter for Taylor. And they sent a cease and desist letter to this student. And what's his name? I got it up here somewhere. I do believe I have
Sweeney, Jack Sweeney.
Jack Sweeney,
yes.
I'd say, yeah. The student says, Jack Sweeney says he's not doing anything wrong because the information he gathers is public, including her tour schedule, which that obviously you can just go to her website and see that. He said, quote, this information is already out there. Her team thinks that they control the world. By the way, yes, it's, I just mentioned that. For what it's worth, Taylor recently downsized to one private jet.
Oh, I saw that.
In the article.
Yes,
like, wow.
she sold one of her jets, and now she just has one big one. Yeah, I saw that too.
But, you also have to wonder, right, so that's just her going to, like, her shows and then back to the game and things like that. But, I mean, there's so many people that you could blame that on. Right.
Of course,
I mean,
it's not just her.
Right. I mean, there's so many people that own corporate jets out there that go to these different, whatever type of function it is. I don't know. Do you think it's a big deal that somebody puts this information out there if it is something that's
and
public?
that's the thing. Yeah, like that they're worried about her safety. I don't understand that because they know where she's going to land anyways.
Right.
As you mentioned, they know her tour schedule.
Right.
So you can figure that out easily. I don't know. I don't know if the cease and desist, it didn't do anything for DeSantis or Elon Musk when they threatened him either. No. Because as he mentioned, this is public record. You can get that information. So he's technically not doing anything illegal.
But then again, it's also one of those things that you really have to seek it out, right? Yeah. I mean, you got to jump through some hoops to get this information from the FAA.
He's got his own, and I think that's the reason because he's got his own Twitter page, and I think it's like Elon Jet or something. I mean, it's named after Elon, and this is where he puts out all of the information. So people can they can access it, and if they feel like it's a threat, I kind of get it, but I don't think there's anything they can do about it.
No, and actually, it doesn't even. If I remember reading some of this, because it was the same for Elon, right? It doesn't actually say who's on the plane.
No,
it doesn't say. There's a lot of information. It really isn't there. It's just basically keeping track of her plane or his plane in that particular case of where it is at any given time, right? And that's the part of the information that is quote unquote public.
Yep. And I guess this guy, he's tracked billionaire jets, including Mark Zuckerberg. He even tracked Tom Cruise's jet. So I think she's just getting right now, obviously, is Taylor Swift. We can't stop talking about her. I'm sorry. It's so hard not to. But I don't think it's going to stop this kid. But listen, we still got a trifecta, even though Greek is not here today. If you're just tuning in, he will be with us tomorrow. But Jimmy will handle a trifecta. We have this day in history. And I swear this is it. If we say her name one more time, you can throat punch us. We're going to do a little Taylor Swift or KC Chief, Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a quiz I'm going to do with Jimmy, and these are quotes.
Okay.
And then we're going to move on from there. It is the Penthouse on Real Radio at 92.1. We will be back in a few.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
And we found out, we missed out. They did a resurrection of...
Jesus.
No. Happened a long time ago.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Got a crash here in Lantana. That's going to be on 441 at Lantana Road. Expect delays along the approach. Aside from that, 95 and the Turnpike are looking pretty good. Currently accident-free. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Hayes the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. Seafood, bakery, prepared food, fruits and vegetables, meats, deli, and pizza. It's all under one roof. And if you got any catering in the future, let Joseph's handle it for you. You'll be a star. Locations: Delray, Boca, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. At Joseph's, their goal is to bring their family feel directly to your table. Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. Pets!
Hey, it's Franny. Love is in the air, and GimmeTheVin.com would love to buy your car. When's the last time you checked the value of your used car? Cars, trucks, SUVs, even exotics. Whether it's average, rough, or clean, $2,000 or $200,000, they want it. And you'll get an instant cash offer in just 60 seconds. Strike a deal? They'll show up at your house, check in hand. No wonder why they're 5-star rated with the Better Business Bureau. Selling your car is simple, fast, and easy at GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is, Tobacco Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. Tobacco Free Florida's Group Quit service offers free virtual and in-person sessions at convenient times and locations. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine replacement therapy like patches, gum, or lozenges. You are not alone. Whatever your reason to quit is, Tobacco Free Florida can help you get started. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible. So Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try Dayquil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. Dayquil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, Honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
New year, even a presidential election year, but we are still facing the same issues. You need to prepare for the worst. Protect your home, your family, and your investments. It's time to reach out to the Oxford Gold Group. They make it simple for you whether you are buying more gold, diversifying your 401k, or buying gold for the first time. Call the Oxford Gold Group at 833-995-GOLD and order the investment guide or make a purchase of precious metals and get up to $2,500 in free gold. 833-995-GOLD.
Hey, it's the Greek, and there's a big game this weekend, and a lot of people are going to have bets on the game. But don't bet on your retirement. Give Trajan Wealth a call today. 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Trajan Wealth will dedicate the time needed to listen to your goals and educate you on options. They will develop a wealth management plan that reflects your values. Call Trajan Wealth today to schedule your free consultation. Offices in West Palm Beach. That's 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Big game this weekend. You might have money on it, but you don't want to bet on your retirement plan. Go with the team that'll give you the right plan. Peace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
No more excuses in 2024. Get treatment now for ED from Simply Men's Health. Get one free ED treatment if you call right now at 561-459-5356. That's 561-459-5356. Simply Men's Health. 2024 means great sex again.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We're going to continue to deal with really nice conditions as we go through your Wednesday morning. Temperatures in the 50s out there. Our highs are back in the low 70s today. Still close to average for this time of year. Breezy with the north wind around 15 miles per hour. Certainly not as windy as yesterday. Temperatures will keep warming for the rest of the week. We're back near 80 degrees by this weekend.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
Get ready for the big game with the free iHeartRadio app, the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network, featuring the biggest names in the game like Ross Tucker and his daily NFL podcast.
I am so looking forward to that game.
NFL Total Access.
That's another mini storyline to watch.
NFL Now.
This could be the dangerous team.
And many more. The free iHeartRadio app and the NFL, getting you the insight and behind-the-scenes stories you need for the big game. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search NFL and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeartRadio station.
Nick Cannon revealed that he spends up to $200,000 every year taking all 12 of his children to Disneyland. That's how bad condoms feel.
You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Oh, that was pretty good. Pretty good. Too bad we don't have our expert on that Greek here today. Hey, what's going on?
I'll save the audio.
Perfect. I love Michael Che. It's good stuff. This is the Penthouse, and good day to you. This is Franny. I have Jimmy with me. Hi, Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning, young lady. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing super. And we do not have Greek, as I mentioned. Normally, he is here in the captain's chair. He will be back with us tomorrow. And this is the time for a trifecta, but Jimmy is going to be handling that right now.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
Well, I'll tell you what, this news really jumped out at me in what sounds like a very odd twist. The mayor of Las Vegas, her name is Carolyn Goodman, thinks that the A's have got to figure out a way to stay in Oakland, believe it or not. In fact, Goodman said that the team's stadium plan does not make sense, and that the A's ownership should go back to the drawing board and pitch a new plan to the Bay Area. Goodman took to social media and said, "We're excited about the prospect of having a Major League Baseball team in her city," though she didn't back off her statement that Oakland and the A's should try to make that relationship work. in a nutshell, it's all because of the location of the stadium. So the proposed area down by the Strip is where her council has control over it, but it's very congested there, and it just wouldn't make sense. Up in the northern part of Las Vegas is where it would be, much easier to build a stadium and have to be able to have the infrastructure around it. It's under county control, so she has no control over that. So that's why she's just thinking, man, stay in Oakland. I don't know, boy, I tell you what, that seems weird that your mayor is saying,
right?
I mean, to turn down all that money. But anyway, next up, Jimmy Butler finished with 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, and 3 steals for the Heat, who won for just the second time in their last 7 home games. Rozier scored 18. Hero and Bam each followed with 14 points. Miami had a very decisive win over the Orlando Magic, 121-95 last night. Finally, during Super Bowl Media Day, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan faced accusations of potentially indulging in a few cocktails before taking the stage.
No, say it ain't so.
The speculation arose due to his slightly slurred speech. So as I'm reading this while discussing quarterback Brock Purdy on camera. The incident had sparked discussions about the impact of the Super Bowl being held in Las Vegas and the potential for elevated concerns regarding player and coaching staff behavior. Yes, because we can't get drunk in any other city that hosts the Super Bowl.
Wait till next year, New Orleans.
Exactly, right? As there's no alcohol going to be there. And that is your Greeks trifecta. And here, let's learn about what happened on this day in our history.
On this day in history.
Well, we're not going to go too far back. We're going to head back to 1949, and that is the year that Joe DiMaggio signed with the New York Yankees for a whopping $100,000. Isn't it so weird? You just see that number now, and it's like
a lot of money then,
like
huh?
nothing. But that was the first 6-figure contract in the major leagues of the baseball. 60 years ago today, 1964, Beatlemania hit the United States. That's when the Beatles arrived at New York's Kennedy Airport at the first appearance of the Ed Sullivan Show. It was also the day that Baskin-Robbins introduced Beetle Nut ice cream.
Oh, never heard of that Beetle Nut ice cream.
How about that, huh?
Doesn't sound very appetizing.
Wonder what it's made out of.
I don't want beetles nor beetle nuts.
50 years ago today, 1974, is when we got the first glimpse of that wonderful movie, Blazing Saddles. It was released, starring, of course, Mel Brooks. And, well, I'll tell you what an absolutely wonderful movie. If you've never seen it, look that one up. It's worth a watch. 40 years ago today, 1984, while in orbit 170 miles above Earth, Navy Captain Bruce McCandles became the first human to perform an untethered spacewalk when he exits the U.S. Space Shuttle Challenger and maneuvers freely using a bulky white jetpack of his own design. That's nuts.
Yeah.
24 years ago today, in 2000, with an astonishing comeback at the Pebble Beach National Pro-Am, Tiger Woods got his 6th straight PGA Tour victory, becoming the first player since Ben Hogan in 1948 to win 6 in a row. Got a couple Super Bowls for you, and here is your first one. This happened in 2010. That's when the New Orleans Saints beat the Indianapolis Colts 31-14 in Super Bowl 44. It was the first championship in Saints history. The Who did the halftime show, and Drew Brees was the MVP. That was probably the worst halftime show I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was a little snooze. It was a snooze fest, and like you said, no offense to the Who. I mean, they are legends in their own right, but it was boring.
Yeah, great band though.
Yeah,
great band. 11 years ago today, in 2013, Mississippi became the last U.S. state, and yes, I said 2013, the last U.S. state to officially abolish slavery. It had ratified the 13th Amendment in 1995, but failed to submit the necessary paperwork.
Whoops.
How about that, huh? 8 years ago today is where we're going to end on another Super Bowl, and that's when the Denver Broncos beat the Carolina Panthers 24-10 in Super Bowl 50. Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars did the halftime show, and Von Miller was the game's MVP. And that's what happened on this day, February 7th, in our history.
Well, thank you so very much. You mentioned the halftime show, and it's a conversation that's always talked about. And you may or may not know, because this is something we've mentioned here on the Penthouse, and I know you're not always tuned in, but when people are like, well, how much do these people make during the halftime show? And we know that, this year's halftime performance, the honor goes to Usher, or some people call him Ursher, but he's not making a dime. None of them do. From the physical performance. But the reason why they do this, obviously it's a massive platform. People know them because they do have big stars play the Super Bowl halftime show. But he gets money. And the money comes in form of hype, music, and merch sales. Of course, the promotional value given to his upcoming tour that he has going on too. This is definitely going to help because he crushes it right at the Super Bowl. People are going to go want to see him on his tour. They said beyond that, the good news for him is that he won't have to pay for the halftime production. Back in 2020, if you remember Miami, right? J-Lo and Shakira. Was that Miami, right? Was that in Miami that they performed 2020? I want to say it was, right?
I say so. Yeah. Because of the Latin fever.
Yeah.
That was the Latin theme for Miami, I believe, is what made them, ask them to do. Great show, too. That was a great halftime show. And I'm not a huge fan of their music, but they just had an outstanding performance.
Oh, yeah. It was very, very entertaining, very sexy. But it was like a hip shake-off is what it was.
Well, I wasn't looking at it from a sexual point of view, Franny.
All right. Well, then
Jeez, get your mind out of the gutter.
Maybe that's just me. Hey, Greek's not here. Somebody's got to do it. But so because we've heard that, and even The Weeknd spent a lot of his own money on that production of the Super Bowl. So they spent, J-Lo and Shakira, theirs came with a price tag of $13 million. And they said that was audio, tech, stage, and crew, equipment, all that stuff. So a lot of time, like, you're fronting money to put on this. So far from what I've heard, Usher is not. I think it's
no.
Not from what I've heard. Maybe he's like, whatever you guys give me, I'll take it. I'm going to save my money.
I don't think that we're going to hear that right now, right? Because it's beforehand, so they don't want to give anything up. If I remember right, and I specifically remember this for The Weeknd when he did it a couple of years ago in Tampa, they get $10 million for the halftime show as far as
and then he came out with a lot of other money of himself, right?
Because his, I think if I remember right, it was a total of $17 million.
Yes.
So he ponied up $7 million on his own. I remember at least we're close to those numbers from back then. So I don't know if they've changed that $10 million limitation or if that's still there, because I don't think it's in this article.
Yeah, I didn't see it in the article either, but just to show like how much pub and how much it helps them, they give an example that Lady Gaga, when she did the halftime show back in 2017, that they saw her album and single sales increase by 1,000%. So they're absolutely making money to do so. Speaking of, I mentioned that next year it's going to be in New Orleans. We have somebody who texted at 47142, started off with Real Radio, and what a cool gig. So they do catering for private jets. It says, I leave for Vegas tomorrow to do catering for private jets.
No kidding.
They said you wouldn't believe the food and liquor orders coming in. And so they're anticipating already getting ready for next year in New Orleans too. But I'm sure that sounds like a fun gig.
Yeah.
Doing that. And I'm curious, do you get access into the Super Bowl? Even though you're just doing private jets, do the people who fly these private jets hook you up? And also speaking of, I want to let you know, because we're changing it up. We've been doing Super Bowl trivia. One question, one caller. It's the first one in. We're going to be doing that after the first What the Florida, around between 11:10, 11:15. We're going to be doing that. G-Man's been handling it, but we have a question. Jimmy's going to do it. So we're going to give that cue to call. And if you get the trivia question right, you are in the running for a 75-inch flat screen TV. This is, I love how to say flat screen. These days they're all flat screen TV, 75-inch television. And today is the last day that we're doing this, because tomorrow we're going to be picking the grand prize winner.
And what time we're going to do that? Around 10 after 12 tomorrow-ish?
Tomorrow, I believe that's when we're going to be picking the winner.
You're going to pick a name out of a hat, basically. Yeah. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way.
Old-fashioned way.
Right now, we currently have 5 people that are qualified. All right, so we'll get one more qualifier today if you answer the question correctly. I've got a question already set up. I'm ready to go for that. So, yeah, and thanks to our good friends over at Monroe's Palm Beach for providing this television to us, which is an awesome, awesome way to watch the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. And you just have to make sure that if you're going to do this, you have to pick up that television on Friday at Monroe's after 5 o'clock.
That's yes. Thank you again for that reminder.
Yeah, so we'll give you those details. So as I promised, I got a couple of things here. It's we're going to play a little game, and you can play along with us. I'm gonna say some quotes to Jimmy, and he has to tell me, is this T Swift or did this come from a member of the Kansas City Chiefs?
Okay,
all right.
sounds good. Let's give it a
So
shot.
play along with us. Who said it? This is such a weird random quote. I ate a cheeseburger and went to bed. Is that T Swift or is that a Chief?
I'm going to say it's a Chief. It's most specifically Andy Reid.
Oh, look at you. And you are correct. It was Andy Reid. Did you really know that?
The only reason why I said it is because there's some sort of headline in today under sports about them asking if he was going to retire, and there was a reference to eating cheeseburgers in there. So
funny.
that's the only reason why I kind of went down that road. I was like, either this is going to be a trick question, or it might have something to do with that, or just random.
Oh, who's the character, the hamburger cheeseburger guy from Popeye? Boy, am I thinking the right person?
From Popeye?
No, he's from comics. Is it Popeye? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Wimpy? Wimpy, yeah.
Wimpy.
I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today or something like that.
Yeah.
Was his famous
so
line.
Andy Reid's kind of got a wimpy look too. I wonder if that's why they poke fun. All right, we're doing T Swift or Kansas City Chiefs, and I promise after this, no more T Swift talk. All right, who said it? I just try to learn from every mistake that I make so that I never make them again.
Well, that kind of, you want to go right to Taylor Swift on that one, right? Since most of her songs are about breakups.
Yeah, but she always goes through the same mistake again.
yeah. It doesn't apparently learn.
In fact, no, we are incorrect on that one. That was Patrick Mahomes. That is a quote from him.
There you go.
Which
All right.
does make sense. I just try to learn from every mistake that I make so that I never make them again.
Excellent. Okay.
All right. Now
wonderful.
We're playing Who Said It? A Kansas City Chief or T Swift? I'm intimidated by the fear of being average. T Swift or a Chief? I'm intimidated.
I'm going to say that was a Chief, most specifically Kelsey.
Okay. And you would be incorrect. That was
damn it.
Taylor Swift. I'm so sorry. Come on, we can get a couple right here.
Okay.
How about T Swift, Kansas City Chief? People throw rocks at things that shine. I feel like it's a T Swift.
That does, yeah. That feels like a Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and I'm going along with you, so I should be playing along with you.
Oh, you don't.
I don't know the answers until I click on it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Excellent.
And in fact, that is Taylor Swift, and it's a lyric from her song "Hours."
Okay.
You don't know, but there you go.
Nope, never heard it.
All right, T Swift, Kansas City Chief. You can't have a good Thanksgiving meal without a little bit of ketchup on the side. I say a Chief.
I'm going to go with Chief and Andy Reid again.
Because, his hamburgers.
Food.
So we have on here, it is a Kansas City Chiefs, but in fact, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, Mahomes, okay.
Likes a little
Right,
ketchup on the side of his Thanksgiving meal. And how dare you? That's what gravy's for.
Very true.
Have you ever put ketchup on your Thanksgiving meal?
No.
Okay.
I don't like ketchup, so.
Yeah, I'm not a super fan. I don't hate it, but every now and then with my French fries. All right, who said it? Kansas City Chiefs, Taylor Swift. You can play along with us. At the end of the day, I feel like if you're not having fun with what you do, there's really not much of a point to be doing it.
I'm going to say that's a Chief.
I'm going to go Taylor.
Playing football.
All right, I'm going opposite of you.
All right, so I'm going to react to your answer, which is you're saying Taylor.
Okay, and I am incorrect. It was a Chief.
Oh, well.
Do you want to guess what Chief it was?
A little both.
Do you want to guess what Chief it was? The quote,
what was the quote again?
The quote is, at the end of the day, I feel like if you're not having fun with what you do, there's really not much of a point to be doing it.
I don't know. Again, I want to go to Travis.
And you are correct. That was a Travis Kelce quote.
Because he just has that fun-loving aspect to himself, it seems like, right?
Yep.
So does Patrick. I mean, I could have seen that coming from Mahomes, too. And outside of that, I mean, I couldn't name too many players. That's why I'm not a sports guy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I don't
Pacheco.
know if you saw or not, but he did address his dad getting that DUI.
Wait, again, or what we discussed yesterday?
Yeah, what we discussed yesterday, but the audio has come out about it. And you did mention, like, he did it with class. But, yeah, I love what the headline reads. Patrick Mahomes, excuse me, they had the audio, addresses the disturbing details that emerge from his dad's DUI. Yeah. All right, next up on here.
All right.
We have Chiefs quote or Taylor Swift quote. Says, who said it? I'll try to prepare for everything beyond the extent of preparation. feel like
it's all about preparing for a game, so I'm going to say
it
is. The logical.
Yes, I try to prepare for everything beyond the extent of preparation. And you know what? I'm just going to go opposite just so we're not on the same boat.
Okay.
I'm going to go T Swift. And that was a Taylor Swift quote.
That was Taylor Swift? Okay.
Yep, it says she said this when discussing how she prepares for the Eras tour.
That's a great one to use because obviously it could fall under either, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she puts in all kinds of preparation for her shows.
Yep. And then we just got a few more here left. You can play along with us. Is it Kansas City or a Taylor Swift quote? Passion sits in your heart and it's within you.
Taylor Swift.
Passion sits in your heart.
Sounds like a
I feel
lyric.
like right? Me too. I feel like it's a lyric too. I'm on the same boat with that one. I'm going to go T Swift, and we are incorrect.
Oh no!
That is a Travis Kelce quote. It's so funny. The only people that they have quotes from are Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, or Andy Reid.
Wow.
Anybody else play for the Chiefs? We have it. Who said it? I gave my blood, sweat, and tears for this. I'm going to say Taylor.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Because she's probably talking about her tour.
Yeah.
And we are correct. Actually, no, it is a lyric, but we were right. It's Taylor Swift. It's one of her famous lyrics from You're on Your Own, Kid, which is a song that inspired the whole friendship bracelet move from the man now officially on the map, Travis Kelce. I am guilty of wearing one of those bracelets that she makes so famous.
Oh, really?
It's got my name on it, but in all fairness, because people are like, oh, I didn't know you liked Taylor. My sister gave it to me.
Oh, all right. So it's her fault. You can blame it on her.
Yeah, I tell everybody that too, and because I have a Stanley Cup, people give me crap for it. I was like, it was part of a white elephant. Like, I didn't purchase these things.
Oh, my God.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Really?
It looks like...
You got to defend yourself for having those?
Oh, people give you so much crap for carrying around a Stanley Cup.
Really?
Yeah, because you're just going in on the hype.
But I thought that was like the in thing.
But people don't get it because the amount of money. I saw on Jupiter Locals or one of those Facebook that I follow. Right. Or it was like the buy or sell. There was a woman selling the same size. It's a 40-ounce one. But I guess it's some kind of special something or other, but selling it on there for $95.
Oh, but it was a Stanley.
It was a Stanley.
It was that brand.
Yep,
okay.
It was a Stanley, the same size, $95. And you should have seen the hate that she was getting, because you could comment on those posts on Facebook. And she was getting so much crap from people and saying, you know, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. You're trying to make money. You can find those for $35. And she said she was unfazed. She was like, listen, they're rare to get. This one's a rare one. I know I purchased it for that much money, but they go away fast. And she said, if it's not for you, I get it. Don't. Then just go away. She said, but she's like, this is how I make my money. There are people who will pay that $95.
And we've been doing that for a very, very long time in this country. Remember, I'll even go back to the days of the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yes.
Way back in the 80s and when they were a big fad and people would finally get a hold of a whole bunch of them and sell them on eBay for
Beanie Babies.
thousands of dollars. And that was back then.
Yeah. Beanie Babies were huge when I was growing up. So I don't get the fact that people pay that much money, but if the girl's making money that way, then whatever, good for you.
I don't understand it, but I'm with you.
Yep. And then finally here, one more quote. One more quote.
All right.
T Swift or Chiefs, who said it? The crazy part about this business is that you remember all of those. You remember all of the losses. Sometimes they'll overlap some of the wins. You do. You learn to get over it and you move on. Feel like it's got to be a Chiefs.
It does, so that's
But
why
are
I'm
we
going to go
being
with
tricked?
Taylor Swift.
You think we're being
I think that's a trick one.
All right, let's see. And it is a Kansas City Chief. In fact, that was Andy Reid who said that.
Huh.
So, yeah.
I guess it was the obvious, right?
Yep, so there you go, playing a little game. And when we get back, I do want to remind you, we are switching it up. We're going to have our Super Bowl trivia where you're going to get in the running for a 75-inch TV. We're going to do that after What the Florida around 11:10, 11:15. So make sure you're ready. We're going to give you the cue to call. But I do have some interesting Florida stories, including a Florida man who decided, I'm going to go for a drive into the ocean. Yep, you shouldn't do that. Maybe a dive. Maybe a dive into the ocean. His mugshot, he is so proud of himself. This guy is grinning from ear to ear. And then we got a naked man arrested at the Fort Lauderdale International Airport. I have that.
Day doesn't go by. Somebody's naked.
It's so true. And then I have an update on that Florida mom who had the OnlyFans car decal on her car. Remember her?
Oh, yeah. We talked about her the other day.
I got a detail on that. I'll get you those details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
Because you shouldn't have to get up off the couch. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Looking at a pretty nice drive here along the Turnpike in 95. Currently accident-free, flowing freely as well. We'd have a road work here that'll be on Lakeview Avenue westbound at Flagler Drive. That'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the big game is this Sunday, February 11th. Doors open at 6 o'clock, drink specials all night long, and food specials, and beautiful cheerleaders. And if your team's not winning on the scoreboard, guess what? You'll be winning on your scoreboard with the beautiful ladies of Palm Beach. It's the big game party at Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the sexiest cheerleaders in the world will be there. It's this Sunday, February 11th. The big game parties at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Hut, hut, pets!
Seminole Casino Coconut Creek is your local gaming destination, featuring over 2,000 slot machines, more than 80 live table games, plus 30 tables of live poker. Introducing a new era in gaming with live craps and roulette. Prefer smoke-free? Visit the Smoke-Free Pavilion, full of more slots, live table games, and easy access from the west parking lot. Enjoy NYY steak and our other dining options. Experience live entertainment throughout the week at Sunset Grill, Nectar, and Soundbar. Visit CasinoCoco.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
How long has this garage door been broken? You know, you don't have to, move out and buy a new house just to get a garage door that works, right? We could just fix this one. If something's broken, you fix it. Faucet drips, fix it. Light bulb burns out, fix it. Dog's in heat, fix it. You figured you had to toss the whole thing in the recycling with your empty soup cans? Why are you not using an entire room in your house because of a lousy broken door? At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Our technicians have the parts and experience to fix any garage door. Big, small, dented panel, rusty chain. We get your garage door working like new. You come home, drive right in, and snuggle up with that adorable litter of puppies you got. 'Cause I bet you didn't fix the dog either. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage, and we'll come over and make it right. If you're lucky, the technician will take one of those puppies off your hands.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Doctors take Field of Greens for their own health. Here's Dr. Ryan Green to explain.
We're like you, too much fast food and not enough exercise. That's why I take Field of Greens. The fruits and vegetables in Field of Greens support my heart, lungs, kidneys, and metabolism for weight loss. And Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back.
Get 15% off with promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. That's promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance is the presenting partner of the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, live at South by Southwest. To learn more or start a quote, visit thehartford.com/smallbusiness. With insurance designed for your small business, the Bucks got your back.
Real Radio weather.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We're going to continue to deal with really nice conditions as we go through your Wednesday morning. Temperatures in the 50s out there. Our highs are back in the low 70s today. Still close to average for this time of year. Breezy with the north wind around 15 miles per hour. Certainly not as windy as yesterday. Temperatures will keep warming for the rest of the week. We're back near 80 degrees by this weekend.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Looking for sports betting tips? Every VSiN show has a pro tip every day from one of our experts to help you as a sports bettor. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber and get access to all of our pro tips every day. Just head to vsin.com/subscribe.
Hooligans, two comedians hosting the funniest soccer podcast in the world.
You're not going to find a more hilarious soccer podcast with some of the biggest guests in the sport like Chicharito Hernandez, Carlos Vela, and even Megan Rapinoe.
From the Women's World Cup to Messi in Miami, we literally cover it all.
Find us twice a week every Monday and Thursday on the Levitard and Friends and DraftKings networks. You do not want to miss it.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social, learn the game, and know the odds. Play with legal operators, and if you need help, reach out. Visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
VSiN is thrilled to introduce a new VSiN.com tailor-made to the evolved needs of today's sports bettors. Our upgraded navigation streamlines your journey, allowing you to swiftly access articles, videos, and podcasts. Whether you're tuning in live or catching up on your favorite shows, everything is just a click away. VSiN.com guarantees a fluid and responsive experience across all devices, ensuring you stay connected wherever you are. We have enhanced tools such as our betting splits and expert picks, and introduce innovative features like parlay and odds calculators, all designed to make you a sharper bettor. Our How to Bet section is perfect for beginners covering the fundamentals, while seasoned bettors can delve into our advanced betting strategies for the competitive edge you've been looking for. Sign up for free on VSiN.com or become a VSiN Pro subscriber, where you can unlock unlimited access to every tool, expert picks, and insight that
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some Red Zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword credit at realradio921.com. That's credit. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
A gym teacher in Florida was arrested after he threw a basketball at a sixth grader and then elbowed him in the mouth, knocking out his front tooth. The teacher was forced to resign and return to the Golden State Warriors.
Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Welcome back into the Penthouse. I like these little things that you're doing, these little snips. They're good stuff. Thank you so much for tuning into the Penthouse, whether it's on that FM dial or, of course, the absolutely free iHeartRadio app. We so appreciate you. We do have Greek off for the day, but you have me. Hello, I'm Franny, and of course you have Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning.
And we have you out there. Just a heads up, after I am done with What the Florida, we will be giving out that cue to call. The first person in will be able to participate in our Super Bowl trivia. One question, get the answer right, you're in the running for a 75-inch television. You ready to do some Florida stories?
Hell yeah.
Florida.
Let's do it.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida.
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Naked.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. But first, let's start out with Jason. Very hard last name. I've never seen so many. Brzuskazoosk. You want me to spell it for you? BRZUSZKIEWIKZ.
That is hard.
It is very hard. He just wanted to drive to the beach, is what he said. This 49-year-old man now is facing charges after he drove through the beach, through some closed beach access gates, and right into the ocean. Deputies responded to New Smyrna Beach around 8:45 in the morning in response to a vehicle that drove around the closed gate that says, "Do not enter." Then he went onto the beach without paying the toll fee. I guess there's a toll fee, too. And decided, you know what, I'm going to keep on going. It looks like, according to the arrest, deputies witnessed him walking away from a lifeguard who was on the scene in the case where there was a medical emergency going on. He told the lifeguard, he told deputies when they showed up that, I just wanted to drive on the beach. It sounded really nice. Yep. The beach was closed to traffic because of high tide, and also explained that he failed to pay, as I mentioned, that fee. He was arrested, faces charges of failing to pay access, and was transported to the Volusia County Jail. Now, if you look, I don't know if his truck's going to make it because he is in the water and there is high tide going on. But he seems very pleased with himself because he is smiling about the whole situation.
Not intoxicated?
No, not that I know of. But you never know. Sometimes they leave out these little details here. And then we have that Central Florida mom who probably has gained a bunch of new fans on her OnlyFans because she made the news promoting her OnlyFans account. She had this big old decal on her car, and she was picking up her kids from Liberty Christian Preparatory School. And they were like, you need to take that down. You cannot be here on the pickup line promoting what they said was adult content website, even though it's not always, but that's how we look at OnlyFans. And her content is adult content because she even says that she has sex with her husband.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I think they were asking her to park across the street to pick up her kid and drop off over there.
Yep. They were like, either take that down or park across the street. And she didn't want to do either.
Right.
But I don't think it's sucking for her that bad. Well, because it was not good words. Because she's doing really well. And she said that she was actually prepared for this. But the unfortunate part is, think about your kids. Not only will they probably be made fun of a little bit, but kids razz on kids all the time. But now they have terminated the kids' enrollment effective immediately from that school. Yes, administrators accuse her of, they said, producing, distributing pornography via pornographic website, creating additional disruption with the kids. And that's probably what happened. I bet you after all this, it was disruptive behavior with the kids, maybe making fun of her kids or whatever it is. But they were saying it was causing disruptive behavior.
They said the kids look it up on their phones or something while they're sitting in, they're with mom, checking out the website.
Because of the decals, of course, the school became concerned and said, just take off the decal. She didn't want to. So this is very unfortunate. And they did. Now her kids are no longer able to go to that school. So, Yep.
That's a tough one. I'm a little torn on that one.
I don't think that the kids should have to pay for that, right? But I guess if it's disruptive, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. And she should have just taken off the decal. As I mentioned, there's other options out there.
I like the idea.
Get a magnet.
You had the magnet,
And then next up in your What the Florida, you want a nudity, you're going to get nudity. In fact, there's a naked man who has been arrested after bearing it all. Very, very weird situation happened at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. This dude had just not even a stitch of clothing on, not even socks, nothing. All right. So he ended up being identified as Martin, 36-year-old Martin Evtimov. He parked his car on the sidewalk.
Hard names today.
Evtimov, yes. He parked his car on the sidewalk of the departure section over at FLL, walked into Terminal 1 completely naked, and proceeded into the Secure Transportation Security Administration checkpoint. Authorities said that he breached the checkpoint and was intercepted by BSO that was there and a couple TSA officers. Said he did resist arrest before he was eventually taken into custody. It shows that he is facing 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting with violence, disorderly conduct, disorderly intoxication, and indecent exposure. They did bring him over to the Broward Health Medical Center to be evaluated to make sure is this guy okay? Like, why else is he walking into an airport completely nude and trying to go through TSA?
Was he charged with impersonating a helicopter by chance?
I did not see that on here.
I thought maybe, it's an airport.
It's pretty good. But they do say it remains unclear why he was strolling around the airports without clothing. Yep, I need an update on that. And then quickly, before we get into our Super Bowl trivia, this is pretty neat. I said neat. Hernando County construction workers were breaking ground on a new college campus when they unearthed an explosive piece of history, a World War II era bomb. Now, this is a 1,000-pound bomb, Jimmy. They found this near the Brooksville Tampa Bay Regional Airport, and that's where they're breaking ground. This building is going to become Wilton Simpson Technical College, but they had to halt construction yesterday because of this massive sucker, and the pictures are absolutely insane. Okay, authorities were skeptical that this antique explosive would still be active after so many decades rotting in the ground, but you still got to play it safe,
sure,
right?
Of course, if the explosives are still in it.
Yep, they said because it was so rusted and decayed, they were like, there's certainly no way telling whether it's a live bomb or not.
How did it get there?
I don't know. Their claims is that there's so many bombs and stuff like that are just people just haven't discovered them yet, that are just buried in the earth, that have just disappeared.
Maybe from training exercises and Air Force bases around this area from the time.
And I get they're thinking the bomb is likely a remnant of when the Brooksville Tampa Bay Regional Airport was served as a military airfield during World War II.
There you go. Then that makes sense. Okay.
Yep. And that is your What the Florida. Now is that time we're going to make Jimmy get busy because first person in.
Yeah, getting busy
Get
over here.
busy, Jimmy. 877-927-6969. We are doing Super Bowl trivia. You get one question. You answer it correctly, then you are going to be in the running for that 75-inch television. Now, I believe we have how many people?
We have 5 right now qualified.
Okay.
So if you answer this question correctly, you will be the 6th, and you'll be a 1 in 6 chance in winning this 75-inch TV, thanks to our good friends at Monroe's of Palm Beach. So give us a call right now, 877-927-6969, 877-927-6969. This is Super Bowl trivia. That means it is going to be a question regarding a Super Bowl. So if you know your Super Bowl trivia, give us a call right now, 877-927-6969.
Looks like we've got a lot of people who think they know the Super Bowl.
Our last qualifier for this giveaway, and it's been a lot of fun. I tell you, this has been fun. I hope we get to do something like this again soon. So I'm going to get somebody lined up here, Franny, and I'll let you know when we're ready to go.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, Jimmy's going to be answering the phones, and just got to know, if you're calling in right now, you got to make sure that you are able to pick up this 75-inch. So you need a pretty big car to do that, or truck, SUV. But a 75-inch television, Monroe's of Palm Beach is where you're going to pick it up. That is Friday. I believe after 5 o'clock, we'll give you those exact hours. But after 5 o'clock, you can pick up this television, and it has to be on Friday because they got to prepare for their big Super Bowl party that they're having on Sunday for the big game. So little Super Bowl trivia. Jimmy's going to ask you the question, and then you only have 5 seconds to get that question right. Now, G-Man is off today, but we still got all of our goodies that we're doing. It is business as usual. So just a reminder, 11:45. If you're like, you know what, I don't need a 75-inch TV, but maybe you want to go to the Tortuga Music Festival. We're going to be playing a game that Jimmy has put together called He Said, She Said. It's where he plays a quote, and the quote either came out of my mouth, Franny, either Jimmy or Greek. You guess it right, then you're going to be walking away with a pair of one-day passes to the 2024 Tortuga Music Festival that is running April 5th through the 7th, right there on the beautiful beach of downtown Fort Lauderdale. Jimmy, are we ready to try to get somebody in the running for a 75-inch television?
We are, and we have David on the line. David is today's contestant for Super Bowl trivia. David, welcome to the Penthouse. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Excellent. Franny?
Yeah, I'm doing good, David. Thank you, and best of luck.
All right, David. David, you rooting for either particular team? 49ers, Chiefs? You a fan of either of those, or you just got to side it, or are you going to watch the game at all?
Well, I'm deep down inside. I'm a Giants fan, but I'm going with the 49ers. Not the 49ers. Whoa, the Chiefs. The Chiefs.
All right. So you doing it the NFC? Taking the NFC side.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well,
the AFC side is pretty much. Yeah.
I have a Super Bowl related trivia question for you. I'm going to read the question. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to start a timer. You have 5 seconds to answer it. It's not too bad here, so we'll get going here. Let me get a little.
All right.
Let's get a little music going
Got
for
you
you.
multitasking over there.
All right, here we go. David, here is your question. There are 2 quarterbacks that have won 4 Super Bowls. Name one of them.
Tom Brady.
Oh, and sorry about that. It was either Joe Montana or Terry Bradshaw.
Oh.
Sorry about that, David. Are you? But you look so perplexed.
Well, I just thought it was 4 or more. I didn't know exactly 4.
Yeah, so it had to be exactly 4. That was I see you even
Oh,
look
is
like.
that it?
Because
Yeah.
the technicalities, that one's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because technically Brady has.
Yeah, that's right.
That one's so.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, well.
Yeah, I know.
It's
that
all
was.
right, guys.
We're sorry. We're going to blame that on Greek because he came up with the question.
No worries. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'm just great.
All right. Well, thank you for participating with that, David. Sorry it didn't go your way.
Thank you very much, David, and good luck.
Yeah.
That is weird. I had to think
It
about
should
that
have been worded.
afterwards.
It should have been worded exactly 4
Yeah.
Super Bowls.
Yes.
2 of them 4 Super Bowls, because technically
Yeah,
he
'cause
was.
Brady has one
technically
more
he
than
was right.
All
right.
I had to think about that.
Yeah, we'll
All
just,
right. Well,
yeah.
any which way, we do have 5 qualifiers, and I don't have their names in front of me, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, well,
Evans,
tomorrow.
Evan's one of them,
Yes,
and
he
Evan
is.
is not going to win.
Yes, that's the one that at least we
kidding.
know Greek does not want to win is Evan. But we're going to do that tomorrow around 12:10 after we do some fun facts. We're going to announce the winner. I actually found, so we might do it in a hat, or I found something that in the computer where you put everybody's names and it'll jumble it up and it'll pick a name for you.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
like an AI algorithm or something?
So we could do something
awesome.
like that too.
All right,
So either way, we'll make sure it is fair. We are very, we have no biases here, so we'll figure it out.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
That's
So-
the best way to do it, right?
It is, absolutely. So, Jimmy, let me get through a couple text messages, and then we're
Okay.
going to get to a very interesting proposal.
Yeah, this is pretty wild.
Yes. So I have a couple texts at 47142. Started off with Real Radio, and our girl Stacy, I did text her back, but just for other people who are wondering, says, what days are the Cognizant Classic? So the Cognizant Classic runs February 26th through March 3rd.
That's correct.
And we are going to be giving away tickets to that tomorrow, 11:45. So make sure you are tuned in. Our girl Sarah B. And I have a feeling this is going to happen too. She said, I heard Usher is going to have Ludacris and Lil Jon as guests to sing, yeah. You know the song?
Sure.
I have a feeling too, because not only do they sing that song with him, and that's one of his massive hits, they also do another song, the 3 of them together, Lovers and Friends.
Oh, all right.
So they could do 2 songs together at once,
I
right?
was going to say, like pretty much one of his biggest, right? Biggest hits?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yep.
so he's got to do that, and it's usually related to sports
Yep.
as well. It's used in sports, so
Yep.
not surprised.
And then when we were asking about we got the text that they're leaving for Vegas to do some catering for private jets. And I was wondering if they had access to the Super Bowl, and says no access to the Super Bowl. Everything's prepared near the private airports. So talking about the food and stuff, the catering that they're doing. It says I work for a corporation, not private clients. So all expenses taken care of except partying.
Right.
That's nice, though.
I would have assumed that they would have been at the airport of origin, right? That's where the catering is done there.
Yeah.
That aspect,
Yeah,
or
that's
is
what I would think too.
Is it where they actually end up in New Orleans?
Mm-hmm. I don't. You know what? Well, they're talking here for the one in Vegas too.
Right.
They're doing this, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know. And then maybe we can get this together when we come back after the next trifecta, Jimmy. So we're not scrambling right now. But Casey in North Palm does have a request. Says, "Hey, Franny, since Greek isn't there today, could we hear him with Coach Lou Holtz and Ozzy Osbourne, the 3 of them, having a conversation If you haven't heard that before, we will get that for you. Says, thank you both for the entertainment, and that is from Casey in North Palm Beach.
All right. I'll see if I can find that. Perfect. But in the meantime,
let's talk about an interesting proposal.
This is a very interesting way that a potential groom proposed to his potential bride. Joe Murray is his name, and he is across the pond in the United Kingdom. He wanted to ask his girlfriend of 3 years, Sarah Graham, for her hand in a more memorable fashion of a proposal. So check this out. It involved dropping his drawers.
Oh.
Yes, I said he had to take his pants down.
He pulled a Jimmy, huh?
So I was, hey, of course, I'm intrigued. He proposed to his girlfriend with a giant "Marry Me" tattoo on his thigh.
Wow.
So just to give you an idea, what it was is it was the tattoo itself was kind of like stick figures, cartoonish figures of a man on one knee, holding up a heart to a female. Underneath that were two boxes. One said yes, one said no. And, of course, that's how it was presented. So he was at the tattoo parlor getting it done, and one that apparently they're enthusiasts for ink, right?
Okay, they both got tats.
Yeah, they're really into that type of a lifestyle. So he got her there by saying, hey, I'm kind of thinking about doing this new one, or, maybe something for her, just kind of get her into that mood of, the whole idea behind it is, let's, check out some new ink. She gets there. He's already got that part of the tattoo done. She comes in. He drops his drawers.
She's like, what's happening now?
And boom, it's the and there's a song playing, apparently like their song playing in the background type thing. So
I think that's cute, especially if both of you are into tattoos. I think that's a cute idea. Did she get to do the tattoo?
Well, that's the answer, right? So she had to answer it by check marking one of the boxes on his thigh in ink, and she did, and she said yes.
Aw, so luckily you don't need like any kind of artistic skill to do that, because you just have to put an X on there.
But actually, yeah, I would imagine. See, I've never done that, so there's got to be still, like, you can't press too hard. I mean, there's obviously a lot of skill to doing a tattoo.
And I'm sure they guided them pretty well. Because I have my girlfriend who she used to live in Minnesota, and they were friends with some people who owned a tattoo parlor. And she showed me some really pretty bad ink that she has, because her and her now ex-husband would go there after like nights of drinking, and they would go hang out with them, and he would be like, oh, let's pop open the tattoo parlor, and they would go and they would tattoo each other.
Learning how to do it.
And it was so bad. I'm like, well, and she regretted very much so the very next morning. Not even. She was like, oh my God. So she does. It's not easy. I will say that.
No, not at all. The real artist there also helped her with it a little bit too, being able to check that off. But kind of similar along those lines. I worked with a dude when I was up in New Jersey, and he same thing, right? So he was learning how to do tattoos, and he would practice on himself, and he did a Woody Woodpecker one time. It barely looked like a bird.
Yeah.
It was so
you got to, give me a dummy. Give me a dummy. And I don't mean like a person. I mean, like, give me something that I can practice on besides a human being. Okay, so that one's good, because the story about this person, at first when you sent me it, I was like, all right, I hope it's not as wild. Do you remember the guy who he staged an armed robbery to propose to his girlfriend? You brought that right, one up? Yeah. That wasn't that long ago? That was one of the worst ideas I've ever heard.
What is the strangest and most unusual marriage proposal you've ever heard of?
Okay.
Let us know. 47142 is the text line. Just start off that text with Real Radio. Franny's manning that. I'm manning the email, Jimmy@realradio921.com. And, of course, the phone line is always open for you at 877-927-6969. I hate to throw it all at you, too. Don't forget, you've got the talkback feature.
Oh, yeah.
If you've got the latest iHeartRadio app on your phone, and you should, so you can take us absolutely anywhere you go. You can
put us in your pocket, not Jimmy's pocket, because he doesn't wear pants. But you can just put us in your pocket and take us anywhere.
Sure. Just search for Real Radio 921 on there, and you'll see the little microphone on the middle of the screen. Press that microphone, and you can leave us a talk back. It's like leaving a voicemail for us. We get them and love to play them back and have you be part of the show.
Perfecto. Oh, and can you do us a solid too? Because I know we've got about, maybe 30 minutes left. We want a winner. This is the time for Red Zone revenue is a ticking. It's winding down. And nobody's won yet here on Real Radio. Normally we have a winner during this stuff.
By now we do.
So we have an 11 o'clock keyword. As I mentioned, you have about 30 minutes to enter it to realradio921.com. Jimmy, what is that keyword?
That keyword is credit, CREDIT. Go to realradio921.com. A little window's going to pop right up for you. You don't have to do any more than that other than entering in that keyword. Once that window pops up, and you'll be in the running for $1,000 of Red Zone revenue. Buy yourself a new team jersey.
Perfect.
Heck, pay off some bills. Whatever you want to do with it. That's
help me pay off some bills. Whatever you want to
pay off some bills. Whatever you want to do with that $1,000, that's called Red Zone revenue. And by the way, if you get a phone call within the hour from a 513 area code, or maybe it says unknown caller, pick up that phone because could be us letting you know that you just won $1,000, and that's it. That's the only phone call we make. If you don't answer, we don't call you back. We don't leave a message or anything like that. So make sure you pick up that phone.
There you go. Thank you very much. And I'm going to thank you ahead of time because we don't have Greek here, but Jimmy is going to be handling Greek's trifecta. Plus, we have 25 of the worst first date questions. And we got that giveaway that we're doing for the Tortuga Music Festival. All on the other side when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
And we found out, we missed out. They did a resurrection of...
Jesus.
No. Happened a long time ago.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Looking at a pretty nice drive here along the Turnpike in 95. Currently accident-free, flowing freely as well. We'd have road work here that'll be on Lakeview Avenue westbound at Flagler Drive. That'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, savvy, staying ahead of the market at every turn, finding ways to do more with less, and taking advantage of every opportunity that comes their way. That's why Comcast Business is introducing the Small Business Bonus. For a limited time, you can get up to a $1,000 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle when you switch to Comcast Business, the company with the largest, fastest, reliable network. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call or go online to learn about the $1,000 bonus today.
Give your business a head start in 2024. Get started with internet and security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add one unlimited mobile line. Call or go online to switch today. Ends 2/21/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 100 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
At one of the most famous restaurants in the world, there's a table in the corner that's the hottest reservation on the planet.
Ah, yes, you're over here.
Saved for the restaurant's owner and her hand-picked personal guests, Ruthie Rogers and her River Cafe Table 4. That's where the most incredible conversations on the planet are happening every week, captured in her very special podcast with guests like Will Ferrell.
My dinner one night, pasta, and the only thing I had was some mustard. My roommate at the time was like, "You can borrow some of my tomato sauce." I'm like, "Oh no, I prefer the mustard."
Martha Stewart.
I did not have an affair with Michael Caine, but I did have an affair with one of his best friends.
And Jimmy Fallon.
We were the most boring people to ever stay at Richard Branson's island. He's so fun, and he says, "Fallons, good morning. Would you like to go race in the submarines?" You know, we're like, no thanks. We're happy in the pool.
We've saved you a seat. It's all in her very intimate podcast, Ruthie's Table 4. Listen to Ruthie's Table 4 on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Ugh, how long has this garage door been broken? You know, you don't have to, move out and buy a new house just to get a garage door that works, right? We could just fix this one. If something is broken, you fix it. Faucet drips, fix it. Light bulb burns out, fix it. Dogs in heat, fix it. You figured you had to toss the whole thing in the recycling with your empty soup cans? Why are you not using an entire room in your house because of a lousy broken door? At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Our technicians have the parts and experience to fix any garage door. Big, small, dented panel, rusty chain. We get your garage door working like new. You come home, drive right in, and snuggle up with that adorable litter of puppies you got. 'Cause I bet you didn't fix the dog either. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage, and we'll come over and make it right. If you're lucky, technician will take one of those puppies off your hands. MoBetterGarage.com.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is, Tobacco-Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. Tobacco-Free Florida's Group Quit service offers free virtual and in-person sessions at convenient times and locations. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine replacement therapy like patches, gum, or lozenges. You are not alone. Whatever your reason to quit is, Tobacco-Free Florida can help you get started. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-848-1331. That's 800-848-1331.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
For more information about contests on the station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The Heat used balance to take down Orlando. 7 players finishing in double figures, led by Jimmy Butler's 23. The Heat back at it tonight, taking on the Spurs. Super Bowl Sunday just 4 days away. The 49ers and Chiefs continue to prepare. DraftKings line has KC as 2-point underdogs. Hockey last night, Panthers gave up the tie-breaking goal in the third period and lost to Philadelphia. Next game tomorrow against Washington. I'm Matt McCoy.
The superbly versatile all-electric EQB from Mercedes-Benz. It's impressively techy and surprisingly roomy, with available seating for up to 7. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at mbusa.com/EQB.
Hi, it's Jimmy from the Penthouse, and when Greek and I want to stay ahead of the game, we put on the iHeart Radio app.
That's right. Breaking news on pop culture, sports, entertainment. You get it all once you download the iHeart Radio app. And the best part, it's free, baby.
Don't live in the past. Get the latest music, news, and opinions in real time, just like Real Radio, with the iHeart Radio app, free in your app store.
We stay connected by listening to the iHeart Radio app, and you can get it today. Peace.
What Would Greek Do is brought to you by Monroe's of Palm Beach.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, welcome back into the PH. What is going on? As always, we appreciate you tuning in. We also want you to be a part of the Penthouse. You can do so in so many ways. Give us a call. Toll-free number is 877-927-6969. you can always leave us a talk back. We love that. It's a hit and run. If you don't want to have a conversation, but you have something you have to say, you can do that. Just download the iHeartRadio app. Search for Real Radio 921. Click on the microphone icon, and you can leave us a voicemail. I got the text line in front of me, 47142. Started off with Real Radio. And then, of course, that email is jimmy@realradio921.com. This is Franny. Speaking of Jimmy, hello, Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning.
Hello, and good morning to you. And we have another trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
Well, somebody was hitting a bottle yesterday, and apparently it was...
Stay out of my diary.
40. Oh, it was Franny.
I'm just kidding.
Had a couple drinks with 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan because he faced accusations of potentially indulging in a few cocktails before getting on the stage during media day. Actually, I think this was on Monday. The speculation arose during his slightly slurred speech, just like I just did, while discussing quarterback Brock Purdy on camera. The incident had sparked discussions about the impact of the Super Bowl being held in Las Vegas because, of course, no other city has alcoholic beverages where they hold the Super Bowl. Yes, it's tongue-in-cheek right there. Jimmy Butler finished with 23 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 steals for the Miami Heat, who won for just the second time in their last 7 home games. Thank goodness they starting to get the winning ways back in Miami. Rozier scored 18. Tyler Hero and Bam both had 14 for Miami, who had a very decisive win over the Orlando Magic, 121-95. And in what seems like a very bizarre and odd twist, the mayor of Las Vegas, Carolyn Goodman, thinks that the A's should stay in Oakland. In fact, Goodman said the team stadium plan does not make sense and that the A's ownership should go back to the drawing board and pitch a new plan in the Bay Area. Seems very strange that a mayor would do this. Goodman took to social media and said she was excited about the prospect of a Major League Baseball team in her city. Really? Are you? Though she did hold back. She did back off her statement that Oakland and the A's should try to make their relationship work. In a nutshell, it's all based on the location of the stadium. If they put it near the Strip where she has jurisdiction, it's a very congested area already. I mean, even without a stadium being there, and if they put it there, it's just going to make it worse. Okay. Where she would suggest putting it is up in the northern side of the area of Las Vegas, but she doesn't have control over it. That's the county side of things. So that's why, in her mind, she really doesn't want it down by the Strip. I mean, that's the bottom line. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anything will come out of it. I think the A's are still going to be relocated to Las Vegas. I don't think this will change anything, but I was kind of surprised to hear that a mayor is actively making a pitch for them to go back to Oakland. And that is your Greeks trifecta for this hour.
Well, thank you so very much. Now, we did get a text from our boy Casey at 47142. Started off with Real Radio. And Jimmy did some digging. This is the conversation. If you've never heard it, it's before Lou Holtz, Ozzy Osbourne, and our very own Greek.
Well, everybody knows what I did, and I'll just explain myself.
Well, I don't get the break my head cold.
Good morning, Dad. Today. Give and take. I give it. She takes.
Yeah, you know what? I had to walk out of the day.
Oh, it's impossible because I'm probably dead or in prison as well.
Maybe a fragrant flower.
I don't know. I suppose we just dragon.
Can't get paid by one shot.
The season is starting to slide for me. And I thought, well, must have been something when I did it.
I'm counting hours. There's 12, bitch.
I'm getting out of the working class environment, and I became successful in the entertainment field.
Edie Smith, yeah.
Well said.
Anybody could make out any of that, please let me know, because I'm sitting here going,
what's a curse 12, bitch?
I have no idea. So there you go.
Came so one touchdown?
Nope, I don't get it. Don't understand it at all. Speaking of Ozzy, if you want, he's renting out his luxurious Hollywood condo for $9,500 a month. If you have, yes, and it's next to a larger space that's been listed for $17,500 a month that he also owns.
Take a check.
Yes. In about 4 minutes, do not call yet. We're going to give you a cue to call because we're giving away tickets, one-day passes to the Tortuga Music Festival. But in the meantime, let's get into this because Sometimes you just don't ask the right questions when you are on a first date. If you are in the single scene, and maybe I'll bring this back up tomorrow because I know G-Man is the one here in the single scene with the Penthouse crew. But some of these are really funny. And Jimmy, you can play along with us when we do these. So these are the worst first date questions.
Oh, the worst ones. Okay.
The worst ones. Do not do this. Take this off of your first date question list if you have one compiled already or this is one you're doing. Number 1 on here is, why are you still single? There's so many things wrong with this question, right?
No kidding.
So many. For starters, it presupposes that there is something wrong with being single. This is according to a matchmaker. Beyond that, it's quite possible that a person hasn't met their soulmate yet, and that's why they're not in a relationship. If you're on a date and realize that you're sitting across from someone who seems amazing and is still single, don't ask them why. Simply just be happy about it, that you're with that person. But I feel like that's a common question. If they seem like a catch, I don't get, why are you still single?
And I think that's what it's meant to be.
Yes.
You know, for a lot of times when people say it's almost like one of those backhanded compliments, like you're not meaning to insult them. You are insulting them, but you're not really meaning to.
Yeah.
The whole idea is, wow, you're really nice. You know, I mean, you would think that they're taken by then, you're with somebody, you know. And
I'm guilty. I have said that, and not in a, and it's weird, not in a dating manner, but people I know, right? Like even girlfriends or somebody that just meet that they just like, you know, I've just been wanting to meet somebody or I've been single for this long. And to me, I'm like, God, you're such a catch. Like, I don't understand why you're still single.
Yeah.
Some people are just picky too.
But I think from a friendship standpoint, it comes across that way versus if you're on a date, I could see where it would be like a slap in the face. And not meant to be, but it would be.
I mean, even worse if somebody was like, I get why you're still single.
I guess.
I think that would be worse.
I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's after the date.
Yeah. Then this one's interesting for somebody to ask. These are questions, the worst ones on a first date. What dating apps are you on? They're like, what purpose does this ever really serve, asking that question? It doesn't really add anything to the experience of your first date, which I get. Generally, it just becomes a bashing session of all the various apps and sites that are out there. And she said also filed under this category, how are you liking insert whatever dating service you're using? It brings nothing helpful to the conversation. Yeah.
Guess nothing helpful. Well, no, but it's just chit chat. I don't know. I wouldn't think that would be insulting.
Not insulting. I guess it's just not. They say it's not.
Be?
I don't think insulting, but I understand how maybe it's not good conversation. Like, what dating's? Oh, well, I'm on Tinder and Bumble and whatever, and you're like, okay, cool. Why are you on so many dating apps?
Okay, yeah, that can lead. I think. All right, I see where it can lead to. Okay,
yes.
I get it now.
Yep. This one is good. You're not crazy, are you?
Yeah, try that one. I highly recommend it.
We're talking about questions you should never ask. The worst questions to ask on a first date. You're not crazy, are you? Yeah, followed something. They said by something like, I've been meeting a lot of crazy people lately. This person's like, yikes. Though this might sound cute, it can come off as very strange to your date. They said, after all, they might start to wonder why you're meeting so many crazy people in the first place. Because you know what they said, right? Sometimes crazy attracts crazy. It's best instead to focus on questions that actually help get to know what your date is about, not going straight for the, you're not crazy, are you? So we are talking, and we're going to continue on this conversation and add on to it. We always want you to participate. Easy way to do that, 47142. That's the text line. Started off with Real Radio. These are questions you should never ask on a first date. And I know you can come up with some good ones, but this is a time where we're going to fill up those phone lines. Yes.
You know what would be a good question?
What is that?
On the first date is, do you want to go to the Tortuga Music Festival?
Perfect. Segue.
That's how you do it, right?
Yep.
Nice job, Franny. A pair of one-day passes is up for grabs right now to the 2024 Tortuga Music Festival. We want to send you there. That show is going April 5th through the 7th on the beach in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Jason Aldean's going to be there. Hardy, Boys to Men, TLC, just a couple of the acts that'll be there. We want to send you there. Give us a call right now, 877-927-6969. We're going to play a little game called He Said, She Said. I'm going to read you a quote. All you got to do is tell us, did Greek say it, did Franny say it, or did I, Jimmy, say it? And if you guess correctly, we're going to send you to the Tortuga Music Festival. You just got to tell us what day you want to go. So have that in mind while you're dialing the phone right now. I see the phone lines are blowing up. I'm going to get some people lined up here, and we'll get going in a minute. Okay, Franny?
All right, sounds good. As Jimmy mentioned, He Said, She Said. He has done a great job of getting some audio, little snippets of us, and I'm talking about Greek, Jimmy, myself, Franny, and then he is going to read the quote, and you just have to guess. And just like that, you are on your way to go to the Tortuga Music Festival. It is an absolute blast if you've never done it. I also do want to give you a heads up. If you go to our website, that is realradio921.com/contest. Or when you go to realradio921.com, you can see over there on the side. I got a little hamburger. Click on that. You'll see the contest page. Just go there and sign up for everything, because typically what we give you, our prize giveaway, 11:45, it's going to be up there. And so if you can't call, if you're not the first one, maybe somebody wins ahead of you, or maybe you get the question wrong, the chances are really, really great, your odds, when you do that on that website, because a lot of people do not do that because they think that they're not going to win. So I'm just giving you a heads up. That is a tip to do so. And Jimmy, are we ready to give away one-day passes to the Tortuga Music Festival?
Nope.
No, we are not. All right, you got to wait a little bit longer.
Got to wait a little bit longer. No, actually, you don't have to wait any longer. We are starting today's contest with Ed. Ed is checking in with the Penthouse because he wants to go to the Tortuga Music Festival. How you doing today, buddy?
Hey, it's going great. Yes, I do want to go to that show.
Excellent. Well, let's see if we can get you there. We're going to play a little game called He Said, She Said. I'm going to read you a quote. All you got to do, Ed, is tell us. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I say it? I've got the audio to back it up.
And quickly, I want to know, Ed, have you been on the website? Do you know what day or who you want to see specifically?
No, not really, but I'd sure like to go for free.
All right. Well, I get you. If it's free, it's for me. Okay, let's do this, Jimmy.
All right, let's see if we can get you there. I'm going to read you a quote, Ed. Here is your quote. Just tell us, did Greek say it, did Franny say it, or did I say it? Here it is. Because there was still something in his butt. Because there was still something in his butt. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I'm just going to guess and say Greek.
Sorry about that, Ed. That was our very own Miss Francis. Let's see. That's this one right here.
Ed.
And it sounded like this.
Because there was still some in his butt.
There was still something in his butt.
Greek probably won't talk about butts or anything that comes out of them. It's not his thing, but I definitely will.
We'll talk about a good ass, but that's about it. Sorry about that, Ed. Next up, we have Patrick on the line. Patrick, welcome to the Penthouse. How you doing today, buddy?
Hey. Good. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, Patrick. Now, have you looked at the Tortuga lineup? Do you know who you want to see?
I want to see Jason Aldean.
All right. So we're looking at a Sunday for,
Sunday?
He's going to be on Sunday. Yep.
All right. Well, let's see if we can make that happen for you, Patrick. I'm going to read you a quote. Just let us know, Greek, Franny, or me. Here is your quote. Don't touch these balls. They're mine. Don't touch these balls. They're mine. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I'm going to have to go with the Greek on that one.
Yeah, that was great.
Nice job.
And this is when he told you to keep your hand off his balls.
Don't touch these balls. These are mine.
These are my balls. All right, great job, Patrick. I'm going to put you on hold. If you can hang tight for a couple minutes, when we go to break at the top of the hour, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air, and we'll get you set up with those tickets. Okay, bud?
All right, thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Right. Nice. That's how you do it right there.
That is exactly how we do it.
You know
Thank you.
Let's give him another winner bell.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for getting that done.
So can we please go back and talk to some more questions that you don't ask on a first date? Like, does it burn?
That's another one I got on the text line, actually. 47142 says, worst first date question, does it smell like chloroform?
Oh, that?
Yeah, it's pretty bad first date question.
Yeah, because if you do it right, they wouldn't hear the whole question, right? I guess that's the idea behind
Even
that.
though they do say that is a farce, that chloroform takes a lot longer
does it?
for you to get knocked out than what you see in the movies.
Okay.
Yeah, they say it takes minutes. It's not like that instant kind of thing.
Does this rag smell funny? I believe that's the joke.
Yes, that was our
but
former
that's not
host,
a joke.
Johnny.
You should
never
do something like that. We don't promote that kind of behavior around here.
Questions you should not ask on a first date. Worst first date questions. Where do you see this relationship going? First date.
Yeah, that's not a first date question.
I'm
Yeah,
with you.
I can see that.
This is a get to know kind of process.
Right.
They said it makes the person asking look desperate, foolish, and in a rush, while annoying or stressing out the person to whom it's asked.
Yeah. I mean, talk about sounding like you're moving quickly,
Oh,
even
my
though,
God.
I mean, maybe the idea is just to have a conversation about it. But, and unless you're one of those people that, hey, let's just get right to it. You know, I mean, if you're not thinking long term, then I'm out. Or, you're looking for something long term. I'm not. I mean, I could see that, but I don't think it's a great first date question. You're trying to find out like what kind of movies they like.
I can see Greek doing this one. Number 5 on here. How much did that cost?
Well, definitely.
Our G-Man. He'll be with us tomorrow if you're wondering. He is off today if you're just tuning in. It says, nope. Whether it's their apartment watch or a luxury handbag, it is none of your business. It's just plain tacky and also will make you appear shallow and only concerned about money. So do not ask how much. You can compliment it without wanting to qualify it with a price, right? Like you can just be like, hey, that's a really nice purse or watch you have.
Gorgeous shoes.
Yes, exactly. Are those Ferragamos you're wearing? This one, first date questions. Worst ones to ask, are you seeing anyone else? Now, what do you think about that? Because yes, it's just a first date.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask that on a first date. I wouldn't think that's appropriate because careful what you ask for. You might get the answer you don't want to hear, which is, yes, I am. Matter of fact, I'm banging the football team. I mean, do you really want to hear that? That's a question you almost don't want to know the answer to.
And I'm with you on that. They also claim that the question implies, right, a more intimate question, which what they're really digging for is, are you having sex with anyone else? Is what they want to know.
That's what it means, right?
Yep. They said this can be kind of intrusive, so just leave it out. Not first date. Yep. Maybe second or third, but not one. This is interesting. I don't mind this question. If somebody goes, do you like my outfit?
They're saying not to say that?
They say it's not. It's one of the worst first date questions.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it give sort of a take on why?
They said that to avoid it, right, about anything related to your appearance, these are loaded questions, and you may not be happy with the answer. They said that asking about being over or underdressed is a no-no. You should always seek to be an individual, dress your personality, your character, your taste. If your date doesn't like that, then that's on them. But maybe that's what they'll decide later. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm looking for a compliment. Do you like my dress? Do you like what I'm wearing? I don't know, but they say that's a no-no. And I guess that's good that I'm not in the dating scene. This is one of those things like, all right, and I kind of see why it should be okay to ask this question. Do you want to have kids?
Not first date.
No, not at all?
No, I don't.
Because some people might look at it as a waste of time, but these people are like, oh, I hate kids, and that's something you really want to do.
I kind of put that up there with the other one asking about, like, where do you see this relationship going? Because that's a very long-term type of a thing. Maybe even if it's third, fourth, or, not that long into it, you find out whether they want kids or not. I could see. Obviously, that's an important thing if you're looking long-term. If you're not looking long-term, kids shouldn't, unless they want and you don't,
Yeah. And that's a claim, basically what you just said, that these should be raised down the road, these kind of questions. They said, I have clients who are caught between a rock and a hard place because they don't want to waste time. And I advise them to wait until they know the person a while before asking. So many times the topic just comes up organically. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not in the dating game. My husband and I we were on the path. We've chosen not to have children, but I can see if it's important to somebody, not because you're not saying like, hey, do you want to have kids together? Like, it's not that. You're not asking, but to me, I don't know if I would be offended going on a first date or just caught off guard if somebody was asking if kids were something that I could see in my future.
If there's maybe I guess it also depends on how it's asked, right?
Yeah.
If you're talking about your nephews and, oh boy, I love playing, I take them to the park a lot and we have such a good time and, hopefully one day I'll have children, and kind of presenting it in that way where it's almost not even a question, but it's just a statement, kind of giving your side of it, hoping to get some sort of feedback in the way that you want to have that to answer. But I can see why that's a little strong in the beginning, but you don't want to wait too long on that, right?
No.
Especially if it's a very important part of your life and what you think your future is.
And I'm just going to wrap it up with a couple. We'll kind of go faster.
Wrap
it up. Be safe.
That's an intimate question.
Speaking of wrapping it up, that's what you do when you have sex. One of the questions on here they say you shouldn't ask on a first date is, what's your favorite sex position?
Oh, wow. That's my usual go-to.
Is that the first question? Is that your opener?
Usually.
I'm just going to not tell you why do you own a house? You shouldn't ask. How many people have you slept with? Right?
Yeah,
I think that's a big no-no. I don't even want to know when I'm married to somebody. Yeah. And I am. I don't want to know. What's your past is your past.
That's still...
I don't know my husband's number, nor do I want to know his number.
That's still something that's like a 20-somethings question still, right? I mean, when we think back of high school days or young 20s, right?
Yep.
That's when that's brought up. And as I've gotten older and through the experience in the years, I always wondered, boy, that was silly, wasn't it, to ever want to know that?
Yeah, somebody else said on our text line, 47142, bad first date questions. Have you ever been injured during sex? All right. I'm curious, did that happen to you? Is that why that's top of mind? We have on the list that I have, do you drink a lot? No. So topic of drinking can be sensitive for people. So spotlighting it can make them feel obligated to share something personal. So don't ask them that.
Seems awkward.
It does.
That's an awkward question by itself, and unless it somehow, again, comes from a roundabout way. When they're on their, 8th drink. So do you normally drink this much?
And that it actually segues to one of these. Another question on here is: do you always eat or drink this much?
Oh, okay.
Can you imagine? Do you always? Yes, I do. In fact, so get used to it.
Yeah. I'm a fat drunk.
And then finally on here, we'll end it with this one. These are questions, the worst questions to ask on a first date. What are you? This type of language should be avoided if you're using it.
Are we talking about gender?
I don't know. They said maybe you're talking about a person's race, ethnicity. Newsflash, we're all humans, right? They said if someone wants you to know about their race or religion, they'll tell you. Another area to avoid. You definitely don't want to put someone on the spot by asking if they've dated other people of your race or religion on a first date. They say stay like that. So that's what they mean.
It could cover a couple different things.
It could absolutely cover a couple other things. But yeah, if you have some bad... What are you,
that
right?
Is terrible.
Oh, an alien. 47142. Let us know if you have any suggestions for bad first date questions. We got more coming your way on the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1.
The bad news, the brain isn't all that great at hearing stuff and remembering it. The good news, you can watch us too. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 92.1. Real Radio wants you to score some red zone revenue.
You asked for it, you got it. Woo! You like that?
We're hooking you up with $1,000 up to 13 times every weekday. It's playoff season. Bet on every game, make some crazy parlays, buy some playoff tickets, pay off some of that debt. Once you win the money, we don't care what you do with it.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Listen for the keyword and enter it at realradio921.com. Score $1,000 in red zone revenue. Good luck from Real Radio. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
A decent drive along your expressways. 95 and the Turnpike are currently accident-free, flowing freely as well. We do have road work here. That's going to be on Lakeview Avenue West Van F. Flagler Drive, blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
In Florida, hurricanes are a part of life. That's why over 100,000 Floridians have made StormSmart a part of theirs. Our Category 5 storm catcher screens, shutters, and high-impact windows are designed to help protect your home from hurricane, winds, rain, and airborne debris. In fact, StormSmart can protect every opening in your home. If you live in Florida, extreme weather is a part of life. But for year-round storm protection, you can count on StormSmart. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
At one of the most famous restaurants in the world, there's a table in the corner that's the hottest reservation on the planet.
Ah, yes, you're over here.
Saved for the restaurant's owner and her hand-picked personal guests, Ruthie Rogers and her River Cafe Table 4. That's where the most incredible conversations on the planet are happening every week, captured in her very special podcast with guests like Will Ferrell.
My dinner one night, pasta, and the only thing I had was some mustard. My roommate at the time was like, "You can borrow some of my tomato sauce." I'm like, "Oh no, I prefer the mustard."
Martha Stewart.
I did not have an affair with Michael Caine, but I did have an affair with one of his best friends.
And Jimmy Fallon.
We were the most boring people to ever stay at Richard Branson's island. He's so fun, and he says, "Fallons, good morning. Would you like to go race in the submarines?" You know, we're like, no thanks. We're happy in the pool.
We've saved you a seat. It's all in her very intimate podcast, Ruthie's Table 4. Listen to Ruthie's Table 4 on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured in an accident?
Call Smith Ball Baez and Prather for your free case evaluation. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. HELP is just a local phone call away.
Doctors take Field of Greens for their own health. Here's Dr. Ryan Green to explain.
We're like you, too much fast food, not enough exercise. That's why I take Field of Greens. The fruits and vegetables in Field of Greens support my heart, lungs, kidneys, and metabolism for weight loss. And Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back.
Get 15% off with promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. That's promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the big game is this Sunday, February 11th. Doors open at 6 o'clock, drink specials all night long, and food specials, and beautiful cheerleaders. And if your team's not winning on the scoreboard, guess what? You'll be winning on your scoreboard with the beautiful ladies of Palm Beach. It's the big game party at Monroe's and Palm Beach, and the sexiest cheerleaders in the world will be there. It's this Sunday, February 11th. The big game parties at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Hut, hut, pets!
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk.